Hey my people, what's going on? What's going on? Peace and love. Curtis of Bully Tree here, bullytree.com. It's gonna be there, might be there, might be there. Thanks for watching. I've started a new era with my videos. You may have noticed my video quality, getting a little better, and that's simply because I moved from my my old way of filming, which was with an old digital camera. I'm not a professional photographer, and so I didn't think about this. But I've had an iPad for quite a few years and never thought about using it because I was so used to my old ways. Well, this happens to be my iPad, and it takes wonderful pictures. For you guys who want to take pictures of your dogs, but you only have a cell phone and probably an iPad, iPad takes wonderful pictures, really top quality pictures, good enough for using on your websites or for using on Facebook, that can really present clear pictures. So don't forget that, because I kind of forgot that I had it. Actually, in my household, we have a mini iPad. We have 4 iPads, and so, yeah. And so, never thought about using any of them until this summer when I went out and decided, hey, let me take a photo with this. iPads take really good pictures. This one is like the second to last version from the top. I paid I think it was like $250 for it on eBay about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, or something like that. Nevertheless, this is what I'm using, so you may have found that my video quality has gotten a little bit better. I'm not using any professional equipment. I don't need to. I'm trying to get a message out, and I don't need to have, I don't have anything for sale. So, I'm trying to be economical here while I'm still getting the message out. In as much as I have the iPad, and it's doing better than my other camera. It's awesome. Here we go. All right. So today I want to call this topic. Ready for this? Experiments for sale. Exotic bullies. Exotic bullies, experiments for sale. Well, why do I say that? Well, because that's just what it is. Whenever a company or somebody comes up with a new experiment, they keep it in the lab, and they do the test runs and the trials, and they get it more or less stable. Of course, there's human error, but they get it stable before bringing it out to the public to have it sold. Quite often, when they bring it out, they realize that there's still work to be done. It has to be recalled and go back to the lab and corrected, right? In the case of exotic bullies, what every exotic bully breeder is selling, in essence, is an experiment. When somebody buys an exotic bully, they're buying an experiment, because that's all that the dogs are. For one thing, they're not an established breed. Secondarily, basically, everyone that's breeding those dogs, they're experimenting. But instead of taking the time to keep them for themselves and better the dogs, they couldn't wait because the money's there and they gotta have it. So they slap 2 dogs together, and there we go. It's no different to, I don't know, I'm from the Caribbean, so I've seen this a lot. Or maybe if you're out in California or somewhere, you see stray dogs on the street, and one looks like a German Shepherd and the other one looks like a Chihuahua or a Rottweiler or a Doberman Pinscher, or, just a regular old mutt, right? Or you might find something that looks like a Greyhound, or, mixed. They're all mixed up dogs. You don't know what is what. One might have ears that stick up that looks like a German Shepherd, or a Husky. Breeding exotic dogs is what they're doing with them right now is no different to what happens on the street when street dogs meet. They want to say that these dogs have pedigrees. Well, we know all about that. Forget pedigrees. Those dogs are not pedigree dogs. They're riding in on pedigrees. That ain't theirs. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't care what you say, how much time could pass by. There's no way that you can get exotic dogs from American bullies in a short space of time. The looks are just not going to change that much. So we know that they're riding in on the backs of the American bully, which is why I always call for separation of breed. Which is why I say we got to expel them from all of our doings. Every American bully event, every American bully function, every American bully group, we got to expel those people. We got to expel them. If the same person has American bullies and American exotic bullies, they got to figure out, we got to expel them. We don't want those dogs around us. They're taken away from what the American bully have tried for so long. to build. And many of us as American Bully owners, we just accepting it. We should not be accepting of this. It's not the way to go. We're going to lose our dogs. You see what I'm saying? We're already losing them to the exotic bully because people don't realize that we need to separate ourselves from those dogs. You know? So they come up with these experiments. You know, first, you know, the experiment with an old English Bulldog and American Bully, it turned out to be something. The experiment with a French Bulldog and American Bully, it turns out to be something. The experiment with an English Bulldog and American Bully, it turns out to be something. The experiment with a Shorty Bull, you know, everything that's possible that they can experiment with, they've experimented with it. But instead of keeping the puppies to themselves, you know, or maybe probably spaying and neutering them, they sell them as is for a huge price. And not only that, now they take these same dogs and mix them up all different ways, you know. You can't tell me Mr. Miyagi ain't got something in him, you know. You can't tell me that French Montana ain't got something in him. Nobody's gonna hear that. Nobody that knows dogs want to hear that. Okay, but it's all about hype. They take these experiments and it's all about hype, and you know they can sell. You know, these people can sell ice to the Eskimos. You understand? They can sell seashells on a seashore. Because by the time they're done hyping these dogs, everybody wants one. People's hard-earned money going down the drain behind these sick dogs that can do nothing for them, dogs that gotta have C-sections when they're having babies, you know, which adds to the overall cost of a puppy. You know, why is a dog that's supposed to be a companion dog so expensive? Can anybody tell me? Why is a dog that's supposed to be a companion dog that doesn't do shows so expensive? Why do I have to pay $5,000 and $6,000 and $10,000 and $12,000 for a companion dog? Companion dog? Really? Sure, it's a companion dog. It wants to keep company, but that's what it wants to do. American bullies and exotic bullies, they're really lazy dogs. In case you guys don't know, they really don't want to do nothing. They don't want to follow you around all day. They ain't doing it. You know. If you go back to the old school pit bull, you might have a dog that's more loyal. You know, the dogs that I have, Alapahas, they're very loyal. You walking around the house, they follow you around the house all day. Never get tired. But American bullies, for the most part, and exotic bullies, they can't do it. You know, they have too much weight carrying around in that small body, too much of a big head, and it just won't be done. So, in essence, guys, for all you guys that want to sell out to exotics, when you buy an exotic, no matter who it comes from, you buying into an experiment. When you breed these dogs with your American bullies, you just created a new experiment. Okay? Just remember that. If that's the route you want to go, that's all well and good. But keep it away. Keep it away from American bullies. Okay? If nobody wants to say that, I'm saying it. It's terrible what you guys are doing to the dogs. It's terrible. You know? Dogs are dying, man. Every day I keep saying this. You guys never take yourselves out of your element to go see what's happening out there. You know, go to the shelters, man. You're gonna see. You know, I had to beg last week for a dog. Please, I'm gonna get somebody to rescue this dog. And I had to go in my old neighborhood and get somebody who really didn't want a dog, just to give this dog a life for an extra couple of weeks until I could have found a dog a home. You know, it's terrible. Beautiful dog, Staffordshire Terrier, beautiful dog. You know, you guys don't know what's happening. And I understand that people are desperate out here for money. I understand there's a lot of people in our community that don't have the education enough to support them and sustain themselves and their family with a regular day job. And I also understand that there's some people that don't want to work. I understand that there's some people that have, they're felons and criminals and it's hard for them to get work. I understand all of that stuff. You understand? All I'm saying is, I don't hate the exotic bully. I hate what's being done to them. You know? And I hate that people are exploiting them in such a way and lying and saying there's this and that dog when at most, if they could really make it, they're a companion dog with bad health. So don't be mad at me. Don't be putting negative and thumbs down on my things. Just think about that for a second. You know, think about that for a second. Okay? The dogs are dying and hurting. If you don't care, you want to give me a thumbs down. If you really don't care, that's what I'm going to get from you. That's why when I see a thumbs down in my comments, it doesn't bother me. It's just another human being that just doesn't care. And I'm used to that stuff. I'm used to people that don't care for themselves, for life, for other people. I'm used to that stuff. I just move on to the next person who I can touch. If it's just one person. Somebody told me the other day, oh, nobody listens to you except you only preach to people that want to hear you. Well, I got news for you, buddy, and you know who you are. You only preach and make videos for people who want to hear you. You understand? So think about that for a second. Before you get on your high horse, think about that for a second. The people that want to hear me, they want to hear me. The people that want to hear you, they want to hear you. You understand? I know I'm saving dogs. I know I'm saving dogs' lives. So what are you doing? Making videos, right? Making videos. You know who you are. But we won't go there. We won't go there. Let's leave it alone. Alright, so peace and love to you guys. When I do this, it means that I really, really wish that we could all live our lives in peace and love, because it's the key. The Bible says, you owe no man nothing but to love him. And I live my life that way. When I make my comments on these channels, it's not personal. If I comment on a dog, it's not. I have nothing personal with the owner. What I do dislike is the way that they're breeding the dogs and the way that they want to push the dogs. But it's not personal. I will help them. I will help that person. I will give that person money if he needed. I will befriend him. I will advise him, and I will take his advice. I will hold his hand. I will walk him through situations. It's not personal. I will tell the same things to my son. You understand? Because this is not personal. It's about the dogs. It's not between man to man. It's about the dogs. It's about enlightenment. And it's about helping to bring people to a new place in their minds and in their hearts. You understand? That's why I do this. Because the only way you can get people to stop doing what they're doing is to change their attitudes. And so this is why I do this. I don't do this for money. I don't sell hats, sneakers, t-shirts, CDs, videos, none of that stuff. None of that stuff I don't do. Okay? Just remember, I'm here for the dogs. This is my time. It's free time. It's given away every day. Make comments to highlight dogs for the community, for the betterment of the community. Not for personal gains. Which, by the way, I could do if I wanted to. You see? So, with that said, peace and love. Back in the day when they did peace and love, it was a hip thing. Today, nobody does that anymore. But I'm doing it because I'm old school. My brother, peace. My sister, peace. And let's look out for the dogs, and let's keep them in a place where they can be a blessing to us all. And let's keep them in a place where they live in better health, better conditions, better homes, and they actually have a purpose that's beneficial to them and us. It's all about harmony. Yeah? I'm all about harmony. Curtis the Bully Tree. Peace. I love you guys.